Hey, it's Sandy. Welcome back to cutepolish. Today, Becca will be testing out a $5 nail stamping kit from Wish. With the price being so low, we thought we'd test it out and see if the quality of the product is still great. So let's get into it.
Hey guys, it's Becca. Let's get started. So this is the stamping set that I got from Wish. It just comes in a little bubble wrap shipping package, nothing too fancy. Everything in the package is individually wrapped, so you have one little bag with the stamper and scraper, and then another bag with your stamping plates. So as you can see, the scraper is a kind of semi-transparent white plastic. The body of the stamper is made from the same kind of material, and then the stamper head is a clear jelly. I'm not sure that anyone really sells opaque stampers anymore, but I personally prefer the clear ones like this because it makes it easier to see where you're stamping. The head of the stamper is also removable, so you can clean it if you ever need to. You also get 10 stamping plates in this kit, and each plate has about 12 different images on it. I think the plates in this kit are actually made out of the same plastic as the scraper and the stamper, which makes the images a little bit difficult to see. I'm used to metal image plates as opposed to plastic ones, so I was interested to see how these would work out. So as you can see, each plate comes individually wrapped. Here's a bit of a closer look at a couple of the plates in the kit. I decided to try two different images for this video, one with vines and one with a bit more intricate butterfly design. First, you'll want to start off with a base coat and then 2 coats of polish. I'm using a shimmery pink base for the vines and a shimmery green for the butterflies. To test out the plates in the stamper, I used 2 different stamping polishes, a yellowy green for the vines and a maroon for the butterflies. I tried the vines first, so I started off by applying the nail polish over the image and then scraping off the excess with the scraper. Then I pushed the stamper onto the plate to try and pick up the design. Unfortunately, I had a really hard time getting the image to transfer. I didn't include every attempt that I made into the video, but I did do around 5 or 6 trials with this stamper and image. I tried going faster and using less pressure, but I just couldn't get anything usable to transfer. After a while, I tried using the butterfly image as a change of pace, and while it did transfer a bit more, it still wasn't great. My initial assumption was that the images on the plates weren't cut deep enough, and that's why they wouldn't transfer well. But I tried using the plate with a different stamper and the image transferred perfectly. After that test, I decided to try the Wish stamper with a metal plate, and while it did pick up the image a bit better, it still wasn't a very crisp stamp. At this point I talked to Sandy, and she suggested that I try cleaning the stamper, because the manufacturing process can sometimes leave stampers with a thin coat of oil on them, and that coat of oil can prevent them from picking up the image. So I gave that a try. First, I washed the jelly bit in soapy water, then I rinsed it off, and then I dried it and gave it a gentle buff. After I washed it, I gave the stamper another try, and it did seem to work a bit better, but the image that it picked up still wasn't really usable. I tried using that image maybe another 3 or 4 times before I decided to try a different one altogether. I went for another leafy one, but this time one where the leaves were a bit larger, and for some reason it seemed to work much better than the vines. Since this one worked a lot better, I decided to just ditch the vines and use this one instead. I had a bit of trouble stamping the images directly onto the nail. I think they dried really fast, so I may have just been moving a bit too slowly with trying to film everything. You can also use tape to clean up any stray polish around the nail, which I also did for the other ones and just kind of forgot to record. Once you're finished with the stamping, you can seal everything in with a top coat to add a beautiful shine. I've talked a lot about the stamper, but as for the plates, the images themselves are pretty nice and they do transfer well, but I was really unimpressed with how hard they are to clean. For all of the stamping plates that I've used in the past, you can clean them really quickly by using a cotton ball or a Q-tip with either polish remover or acetone to wipe the polish away in just a few seconds. However, that method seems to just push the polish around on these plates and doesn't remove much of the polish in the cutouts. So the method that I ended up using to clean these plates was to first use a piece of clear scotch tape to remove any dry polish from the surface of the stamp. Then I'd use a stiff brush dipped in acetone to scrub into the images to remove all of the polish. This isn't really great for your brush and is honestly just really time consuming. Overall, I honestly wasn't very impressed by this product. I think it's really fiddly, which isn't great for beginners, and when there are a ton more user-friendly options out there, I just think it's a waste of time to struggle with this one. Though I was able to get the images to transfer after a while, you can still see in this side-by-side that the images weren't coming out nearly as crisp with the Wish Stamper as they were with this other one. While you do get a lot in this kit for a really low price, I don't think the quality is very high and I personally wouldn't buy it again. You can watch more videos on cutepolish by clicking these boxes here. Subscribe to cutepolish for a new video every week by clicking this circle, and come check out my personal nail art channel by clicking this circle right here.